Good morning, good evening, good night, and happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to RC with Adam. My name is Adam, and we are doing another hour, about an hour Q&A session together, but this time it's Friday. It's Friday FLYDAY. So we're going to be doing some simulator stuff. I see Uncrashed just got an update. So we're going to test out that new update. Hopefully there's more cool stuff for us to chase. But what are we doing today? Well, that's one of the things we're going to be doing. We're also going to be answering your burning questions that you have. Maybe you are just interested in getting into drones or FPV drones, regular boring old camera drones, 3D printing, all that kind of stuff, or RC aircraft, RC airplanes, all those super fun, awesome things. First of all, congratulations, because you're already making good life choices. And so maybe that, you have those beginner questions you want to ask and get some quick answers, or maybe you are not a beginner, but you've come up against some sort of issue and you're like, it's not working like it's supposed to. That happens, I know, and it's frustrating, I know. So hopefully we'll be able to get you some real help from a real person real fast in real time. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So welcome, everybody. I see we've got Cobra Gaming on YouTube. We also have Michael Hollingsworth. Welcome. Welcome. Let's, what was I going to do? I was going to jump over to Uncrashed. I was going to do something else. I don't remember, but if I think of it later, I'll do it because I can, because this is my show. So how's everybody doing today? It just occurred to me a lot of times with this stuff, we focus on problems, solving problems and stuff, but I would love to hear some of your wins, some of your maybe problems that you solved yourself. Something that you're like, man, I didn't think I could figure this thing out, and then you figured it out, because that's something worth celebrating for sure. And because that's how I got started in all this stuff. It's like, I was figuring stuff out, and I was like, wow, this feels great. I want to help other people figure stuff out too. So drop those in the chat. We are live on YouTube and Instagram, as usual, one-man show here today, so I will do my best to monitor both chats. I see we've got the Drone Ranger, I think, on Instagram. And who knows who else on Instagram, but welcome everybody. All right, let's jump over to this. Let me see if I can get this guy working. Ka-chow. Boom. All right, we are in Uncrashed, the Uncrashed FPV drone simulator. That is one of the things that we do a lot of here at RC with Adam Industries, and let's do single player. All right, I think the audio is going to be coming through, but I'm not sure. And the audio is just the drone screeching sound. So so drift track. This is a new track that they put on here, and they changed some other stuff as well. But let's check out the drift track. Let's do it. Ooh, nighttime. Let's do it in the daytime. And we're just going to do a free flight. I have my transmitter plugged in, so it should be working. We'll be using the RadioMaster Pocket today. The RadioMaster Pocket, my favorite transmitter so far. Certainly not the only good transmitter, but one of my favorites. All right. And let's see, we have a question. Michael says, oh yeah, do I need a license to fly these bigger airplanes and or drones? My drone is below 250 grams, but these airplanes seem heavy. I think that's what you were saying. It is, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I don't have it like right in front of me, but you won't need a license, like a Part 107 license to fly it, just for recreational purposes. But if it is, I believe if it is over 250 grams, you will need to register it, should you choose to. And but I'll be honest, it would be better to have like all the stuff right in front of me. So don't quote me on that. But you can go to the, I think it's like FAA drone zone, and they'll have the requirements and stuff. This is a cool place. I like this. Oh, we got some indoor stuff going on as well. Let's climb up here. Let's get a bird's eye view. Oh, I guess I started a race, and because I went through the gate. Whoopsies. And no, I don't have the FPV feed turned on, or the FPV feed simulator turned on. I was just going towards the edge of the level, so it was causing me to get staticky. It's definitely different flying in when you got tight turns going on. That's always the tricky part, going between the tight turns and the straightaways. That's a little bit better. Shabwam. There we go. Let's see. Okay, good. You can see my sticks too. The sticks. Let's see. Let's go to we're in this track area. I guess that's just a race. Well, we can just fly over there. We'll just fly over to that stuff. There's an indoor place too. And oh, just to give you an idea, the rates that I'm working with, these feel pretty good to me. They feel pretty like realistic. And so we're looking at maximum, we're looking at roll 400, pitch 250, and yaw 300 degrees. So very low rates by many people's standard, but I find them to be sufficient. And let's resume. There we go. All right, where were we going? Let's see. Buildings. We have buildings over here. Oh, they're like, no, you can't fly through the buildings. Well, maybe I do have that turned on. It's possible. Because why would they have those buildings built there? So I just dive this. Maybe I was just going too high. Oh, could be. I don't know. Maybe I did turn it on, yeah. We'll have to see about that. Did I turn that on? Let's see here. Graphics. No. Controls. No. Gameplay. Audio. There we go. Video signal loss disabled. Okay, so it's just the edge of the map. Propeller damage sensitivity medium. Battery simulation disabled. Okay, yeah. So we're not going for the most realistic thing ever. Oh, dang it. I hit the main menu instead of resume. Doggone. Doggone. let's do it at night. Let's see what it's like at night. Get some flying in. As usual, and just in case you're turning in, I can't speak today. My mind, oh boy, it's been a week. It has been a week. But in case you are just tuning in, we're doing some FPV simulator flying on Uncrashed, and they just did an update, so we're trying out this new level. But if you have questions about FPV drones, 3D printing, regular drones, cinematography, videography, basically, because really when you were talking about, when we're talking about filming anything with a drone, it's, it's really filming first, and then drone comes second, basically. Drone just makes it possible. So if you have questions about that, please let me know in the chat. I see somebody on YouTube says hi. Hello. Welcome. We're just chasing some of these vehicles here. I feel like I need to turn up my up tilt. What is my up tilt? It is... Oh, wow. Up tilt was so low. That's bananas. All right, let's go like 20 degrees up tilt. Whoa, now we're cooking. So up tilt, for in case anybody doesn't know, when I say up tilt, I'm talking about the FPV camera that is on the drone that I use to look through, that we're seeing right now, to fly the drone, to pilot the drone. And it's typically, most commonly, fixed in place, so fixed to a certain degree angle, like tilted upward. And that's because the drone will tilt forward when you are in flight to fly forward. And so basically, the more it is tilted up, the more like straight ahead you can see, like the more natural it will feel when the drone is tilted more forward, which means you're flying faster. So basically, more up tilt means you fly faster, and less up tilt means you fly slower. Sorry about that, car. I just ran into you. It's fine. Ow, ow. But right now we have pretty low up tilt, like 20 degrees up tilt. Although, I mean, it's lower, but that's probably what I would fly a lot of the time doing stuff like this. Or not that I've done stuff like this exactly, but filming with the drone. We got a question. I think it's a question. It says from, I don't know how to pronounce your name, 012 on YouTube. Says, bro, my question is, what's better, DJI Neo or DJI Mavic Mini? So that's a good question. Shortest answer is I don't know. I have never used the Neo. And I haven't seen like in-depth stuff on it because I personally am not like super interested in it. I believe, actually, now that I say that, like, I want to make sure that we're on the same page about what we're talking about, because I think is that the newest one? It's like the newest mini, not mini. It's the newest, small DJI drone, correct? It's the like it's not the one with the folding like arms, right? Like not the one with like the big basket. It's like the most entry level drone, I think, is what we're talking about. But anyway, it really just depends on what you want to do. What you want to do with it and what your skill level is. So, and we can take a look at both of those here in just a moment. But I would ask you, what do you want to do with it? And what is your current skill level? So like, do you want to use it just for fun? Do you want to film with it like professionally? Do you need something that's like really compact? Do you need something that flies it, itself? Like I said, I'm not super familiar with all the features of the Neo. Oh, and when you say Mavic Mini, do you mean like, are you saying like, you said the first Mavic, do you mean like the original Mavic Mini or like the latest iteration of the Mavic Mini, which is like the Mavic Mini. Well, they don't even call it the Mavic Mini anymore. They call it the Mini. The Mini 5, 3, I think 4. I think we're up to 4 now. Yeah, beginner, like for fun. We could take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. I wish I could just let this be on like autopilot. I guess if I wanted to get fancy, I would like do a replay and then like have that playing while we look at something else. But let's just do that. Let's jump over. Let's take a break from the flying real quick. Let's jump over to our screen here. And let's take a look at that because I have not really paid attention to that, so I am kind of curious about that. Yesterday, or the other day, we were talking about the QIDI Max 4 3D printer. So it's a DJI Neo. The Neo. All right, and then we want the DJI Mini. And I have a Mini. I believe I have the original Mini. So there's the Mini 5, the Mini 3. Well, they definitely don't make the Mini anymore. The original Mini. I don't even know if they have it under discontinued. Oh, here we go. Yeah. DJI Mini 4K. So if you're talking about the first one, you're talking about the Mavic Mini, the OG Mavic Mini. Let's look at the specs. Yeah, the first Mavic Mini, Bro Mavic Mini. I don't think they have a Bro Mavic Mini. Now let's look at the Neo. So Neo. Wow, so they're definitely pushing it for like a interesting. Well, in those first shots, they're showing it like a mini FPV drone, almost like this. Oh, unless they're saying you can do these modes because it just uses sensors. That's what I've seen mostly, I think, with it. Come on. All right, so it uses your smartphone to control it. With most drones that you control with your phone, it's like just a nightmare. This is clearly like, I mean, unless it has some super crazy obstacle avoidance sensors, this is going to be manually piloted. But they're not really like showing that part. So I guess it can connect to a transmitter. So I guess the next question of as far as like if you want to get the DJI Neo, it's like what, like you want it for fun, but are you going for like the piloting experience, like the flying experience part of the fun, or like the results part of the fun? Like, whoa, look at these cool, wow, $200, that's crazy. That's crazy. Or, for like, whoa, I, took this cool video of me standing on this cliff or something. We've got Gatinho65 in the chat on YouTube. Says, hey bro, I just got my Air 75 2. I think it says 2. And I tried it, but when I hit in a wall, it goes automatically throttle up. I'm not sure what you mean. It automatic, like it bounces up, like you run it into a wall and then it like bounces up. 012 on YouTube says, for me, DJI Neo is overrated. The flight time is only 18 minutes in perfect conditions. Yeah, I mean, it's small. It is so stinking small. It's 135 grams. That's crazy. Uh, so what's weird is we might have to like look at a review or something of this. Like I said, I haven't looked at this because I don't really care about this particularly. It's not interesting to me. Because really the whole thing is this is like super. They're going for like super duper the drone for non-drone people. Like this is like the fact that it's a drone is not the point at all. Um, and it's like the easiest grab and go thing that you can control with your phone. So from that perspective, I mean that makes sense that they did that. I guess there's a market out there for people who want the super most basic stuff that a drone can do and who aren't actually going interested in piloting the drone. So that makes sense. 012 says, what drone do you have? So I have a few different ones. But in terms of the small ones, I have the I believe it's the Mavic Mini 2. Mavic Mini 2. So it's definitely not I'm not really up to date on as far as those ones go. I have the Mavic Mini 2 and it's kind of my sort of like my expendable crewman drone. It's like my throwaway drone so that if I needed to like if I was trying to get a shot of something where there's a good chance I'd lose the drone, then that might be a good one to send in. I believe it does 4K video, but the ones the other ones now are so much better. The mini, so the mini, they don't make it anymore. So you'd probably be looking at getting it on eBay. So like accessories. Let's look at accessories for this. All right, so it looks like so they really don't seem to push the fact that you can use a normal transmitter with this. You got the RC2, it works with the N3 goggles, it works with the remote controller. I mean that appears to be the case. And that's how you're going to use it like an FPV drone. So that is more interesting to me, the FPV drone aspect of it, for sure. So this works at Neo 2. Are we already up to the Neo 2? I didn't even realize that. Was that the Neo 2? No, that's the Neo. Is there a Neo 2? Do we just not have it in the States? Do we even have the Neo? What is happening? And then there's the Flip, the DJI Flip. So the DJI Flip, I don't know. I haven't even kept up on that, to be honest with you. Then you've got the Avata 2. Or the Avata. So the Avata 2. See, the Avata 2 is all thrills, no frills. So then, but which I think is probably a lot larger. Is it? Oh, it's not available in my country region. All right, cool. Great. Yeah. And then there's a Flip. Is that available? Kind of looks like it is. DJI RCN3. It's interesting that they specifically mentioned that. They're like, you need this controller to work with it. I love how it looks like it looks like a DJI drone riding on a unicycle. Doesn't it look like that? Or like riding on like a Segway or something. And just I love that. Something about that. Just it's like they just fully use AI to design it. They're like, make a DJI drone that like folds, and then it's like, okay, looks like that. And they're like, yes. Cool idea. It's an interesting idea for sure. It's very different from all of their other ones, at least style wise. 012 on YouTube says, give me advice for how to put the antenna when it's like 1 kilometer away because every time I'm losing signal. Losing signal on what? What are you flying? Are you flying like FPV drones? or probably not. Or what? Yeah, what do you have? Because you said you are a beginner. Do you already have the Mavic Mini and you're wondering about upgrading or sticking with the Mavic Mini? But as far as, yeah, basically having the antenna when it's a kilometer away, a kilometer's pretty far. It's a pretty good distance away. And then also, what transmitter are you using? Are you using the? Oh, you're flying the DJI Mavic. Okay, so you have the Mavic Mini. I got you. Okay, so you were kind of wondering about like upgrading to the Neo. Okay. Um, I see. Vijit Chandas on YouTube says, I watched your video of the Budget Basher and started working on my drone in 2019. Life got busy, COVID hit. Now I'm done with university, I think, and in a job. Please motivate me to complete it, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know anything about you or where you are or your situation or anything. I'm assuming you're not in the US. It doesn't really matter. But I would say that, well, one, if you already have like all the parts and stuff, like just toss those together and get them flying, and then you can just rip it around, and then not really worry about crashing it or losing anything because you hadn't really built it anyway. Otherwise it would just be sitting there like in a pile of parts. And also, yeah, I mean, I would say now is the time to do it. You know what I mean? It seems like right now we're going through a period where there's more what would you say? There's definitely more bad press about drones, especially FPV drones. Parts are sometimes harder to get because of shipping being not allowed or restricted through different places worldwide. So yeah, I'd say build that bad boy and go rip it around safely in a appropriate setting, of course. But yeah, rip that thing around. Because and also if it's from the perspective of like, oh, these parts are all old and this is like old technology, well, like you don't have to have the latest and greatest to get it working and to have fun with it. And like I said, that way you're just not worried about breaking it. So consider this like just like a test run, like a big experiment. And so there's it's not a big deal if you mess it up or if you crash it when you're learning to fly and stuff like that. So that is what I would say about that. So to finalize from 012 on YouTube, the DJI Neo, which by the way, I don't actually know. I don't know how I got to that page. I don't even know if this is. Can I buy this in the US? I guess I can. But where's the Neo 2? I think the Neo 2 is out, but I'm not seeing it because I'm on DJI in the US, I think. And there have been some DJI drones that have not been released to the US. Anyway, so I don't know. It's the Neo is actually kind of interesting in the sense that like if you were wanting to fly it like an FPV drone, that's actually kind of interesting to me. But would it be any like actually very good for that, or would the Avata be way better? I don't know. Where do we go? The Avata, which Avata 2, which I don't think that's available. No, or is it the Avata 3? I don't know. I don't remember. But you have the Avata 3, which what's the weight on this one? Is this sub 250? If that matters to you. I'm guessing it's not, because if it was, they would say it. they would really be pushing that aspect. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd have to look at like a, full like review. So that would be my suggestion. I don't know how much is just the Avata. Because what gets me is like the price point where you can get it for $200 for the Neo, which like how and why? It's almost suspiciously low priced, like because then with the Avata, I don't know if you can even buy the Avata by itself, but you're looking at $849. Well, I guess that's with the Fly More combo. Other, $619 or whatever, for just the goggles and the motion controller. So yeah, that's my final answer on that. 012 says, "What's the biggest distance you ever go with your nicest drone?" 7,000 miles. No, I'm just kidding. Well, of course, as any other drone pilot, you do not fly beyond the legal and safe visual limits, of course. But I don't know. I don't really have like a great, like, impressive answer for that question. I don't really need to go that far. Like, I can't even say. But far enough to get some decent shots. Vijit says, to be honest, I think the issue is I broke my FlySky i6X at some point. I used to try it on the simulator, and it would just start a yaw randomly. He says, I'm thinking if I do end up building it, I'll also get an action camera. What's something which I can get used to, a couple years old, but still good for casual fave? Casual fave? I don't know what that is, but that's a good question. So my whole thing with FPV drones is, well, now I'm going to be like talking you out of building one, so I don't want to do that. But there is a benefit to, if you get, let's see, yeah, you can see my screen. If you get a camera system, so basically, if you want to spend more money up front, you could get something like the CADX digital. Where do we go? CADX. You could get the CADX digital FPV, the Avatar system. Or I'm not sure about if it's available in your country or not. And then they also have the other new system, which is even cheaper. Oh, where'd it go? It was the Ascent FPV, CADX FPV, Walk Snail Ascent. So the Ascent light kit. So this is just something to consider. I'm not sure what exactly would work best for your situation, but something like the Walk Snail Ascent goggles light kit. So it comes with the camera and the VTX and the goggles for $184, which is kind of a lot, but not really for digital FPV. And the reason why I say that is because you're not going to get FPV that looks like this, like these pictures here. I don't know why they put those pictures there. It's kind of misleading in a way, but you're going to get better quality than analog. Analog is all like staticky and it kind of like changes color and gets weird. This, from what I've seen in reviews, it's better quality. And so you could use the DVR. I believe it has built-in DVR. Please tell me it does, to record your flights, and you'd have better quality. Does it have DVR? As in the video recording? Does it? Tell me if it does. I can't find out if it does. I would imagine it does. I guess I have to go to the goggle page itself. Take me to the goggle. Okay, anyway, you get the idea of what I'm saying. Or you could go digital FPV, spend more money, and then get be able to record the DVR through the camera, which is great because then you don't have to have an action camera, which is going to make it lighter. It's going to make it lighter weight. And YZX YouTuber, welcome. And so the benefit is if you do go towards the digital side, which could be basically Caddx FPV with their digital stuff, and then like probably about twice as much, you could get into the DJI digital, which is going to be even better quality, but you know that you're going to be in that more expensive DJI ecosystem. So the benefit is more upfront cost, but then you don't have to buy an action camera. And so you're going to have less weight on the drone and less cost into it, and you don't have to worry about crashing and damaging your action camera. But if you did want to get an action camera, like what is it? Is it the RunCam? I want to say it's like the Run. Was it the RunCam Cube? Or is it the Cat? I don't know. I also have not been keeping up on action cameras either. You could go with a GoPro, like an older GoPro. Why don't we go check out eBay? I don't know if eBay works for where you are, but we could get like a GoPro, either a GoPro Hero 9. The Hero 9s are still good, but it's a little heavy. It's still heavy. What are we looking at for used? About $100, 140, 128. So that's honestly not as cheap as I would have thought. I guess they hold their value decently. But well, I mean, considering they were new at like 400 or something. So that's potential there. You could do that. You could go for a what was it? The RunCam. So there's actually I have the RunCam Thumb, and I have never used it actually, and I still need to use it. I will use it someday. But the RunCam Thumb is this guy, which actually that's interesting. It's like almost the same price as a GoPro, an old GoPro. Guess they'll just click on this one. So the RunCam Thumb 2 is very lightweight. It doesn't have a screen. I don't even know if it has a built-in battery. Does it have a built-in battery? I think it does. Oh, notice here where it says, note, recording lasts about 10 minutes at 4K 60 frames per second or a still status, or camera shuts down out of protection. Please cool the device. Or reduce resolution for long time recording. So in-flight recording is not subject to this limitation. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So basically it gets hot, and if it gets too hot, it will shut down. So anyway, this could be an interesting option. You got the RunCam Thumb. So I'm pretty sure it does not have an onboard battery. So this is really designed for saving weight and then powering it through the drone wiring, the drone battery, basically. Where'd it go? Yeah, so yeah, you have a connector there. And then you can connect it to your phone if you have a phone. So that's kind of a factor, could be a factor, to be able to change the settings and stuff like that. So anyway, that's just to give you some ideas there. 012 says, for my next drone, I'm going to buy DJI Mini 3. Absolutely. The DJI Mini 3, and you know what? I think I might as well, potentially. Honestly, I really just want to get away from DJI drones. However, currently, they're sort of they are basically the go-to on the market right now. And the reason why I say that I would want to get the Mini 3 is because the new transmitter that I got, the modified DJI RC Plus is, I believe that's the one that it works with. It's the Mini 3. And not the newer ones, basically. So that's why I would go with that, even though there are, you know, you've got the, what just happened? Why did it take me out of that? What is the deal? You have the Mini 4 Pro. Actually, the Mini 3 Pro is probably what I would get. The Mini 3 Pro. What makes it Pro? What makes it Pro? And they're like, okay, yeah, oh, we're under accessories. Why are we under accessories? What is happening here? So they got the Mini 4 Pro, the Mini 3, the Mini 3. I don't see the Mini 3 Pro. That's weird. What's up with that? Do they not sell the Mini 3 Pro anymore? I don't know. That's strange. But you have the Mini 4 Pro. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, looks pretty cool though, honestly. From a technical perspective, it's not what I would prefer because I really want something that has, I mean, for like professional use, I want something that has a adjustable f-stop or adjustable aperture. But honestly, for the most part, you probably wouldn't notice it. Probably wouldn't notice it, to be honest. And I mean, 51-minute flight time, obviously, that's probably not totally what you're going to get, but dang, man, that's pretty ding-dong cool. And like the Mini 3, it doesn't have as many sensors as the 4. I don't care. I don't care about that. Like use, well, this, I don't mean to sound rude, but like you got to use your brain a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sensors can help you, but they can also malfunction. And then suddenly you're trying to get this cool shot, and then your drone is just like, oh no, there's an object. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not an object. The light just reflected in a weird way. So that's, anyway, that's my little rant on that one. So that one may be happening in the future. We'll see about that. YZX YouTuber says, what if I can 3D print those linkages, the push rod to control horns ones? Again, we're talking about the Breeze here. We've been talking about that this week. Actually, I think a couple weeks now. So you say, what if I can 3D print the linkages, the push rod to the control horns ones? So the linkages, you mean like 3D printing the whole linkage, or like the part where it connects? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to 3D. I mean, that would be the linkage right there, the metal part. Yes, I mean, I'm going to say yes, you could 3D print it. However, you're depending on, you know, how you print it, you're going to get some flexing and some bending, and it's probably going to weigh a little bit more. So I would imagine 3D printing something that is like a tube, and it has holes, and then you slide a piece of filament or something through the servo. So it would be directly in line with the servo control horn. And the same on the servo and the control horn, I should say. So that, and then you could get rid of that little piece there. That's what I would do if you wanted to 3D print it. Vijit says, I was thinking more into DJI GoPro stuff as it's more easily available for me. Oh, okay. Well, interesting. I didn't realize DJI was more easily available. I guess they are like everywhere. Interesting. YZX YouTuber says, and can you see if you can find a print file of the linkages? I mean, real quick, yeah, we could. Super duper 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 quickly. It would be like RC. It would basically be a push rod. Push rod is what that would be. Let's see if we can find anything. All right, we're getting control horns. We're getting a push rod keeper, which is basically so that you actually, that's pretty darn handy because then you don't have to do a Z-bend, which Z-bends are kind of annoying, and it's easier to take it on and off, but it holds it in place. Can you see what I'm talking about? I think you can. So that is kind of that could be a little handy thing. It just like holds it in place like that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But that is not the thing you were talking about. You were talking about the push rod itself. It's a clevis. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to design. I mean, you could basically just design like maybe like a 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter rectangle, or potentially, I'm trying to think what shape would be the best for that. Probably a triangle would be the most rigid. Potentially. Yeah, like what you could do is what would it be? Like this guy. I'm gonna say you could just take this file. You could download this file, put it in Tinkercad, add well, actually I'm not sure what this file is exactly, but add like the connect a push rod like built in. And then you could just measure the length and 3D print it that way. You like 3D print the whole thing, potentially. Yeah, that's basically like what I was talking about. So like this, what do they call this? A clevis or something, or I would call it like a fork, basically. But a fork, and then the control horn on one end and the servo control horn on the other would fit in there, and then you would put a pin or potentially a piece of filament through that hole, whatever's the right size. And then for this part, we would just design, we just take, in like, let's say Tinkercad, you would basically just connect some sort of shape of a tube, 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter, maybe 2 millimeters to make it extra big. That would be my suggestion. Yeah, that is what I would say there. So, but you might get flexing and bending. So probably not something that you would want to use at high speeds. But then again, I don't know. I've never flown this thing, so it might totally work. Like, you should definitely give it a try. You never know. Because I used guitar strings when I built the bat, and it worked out great. They were supported by the little coffee straws, they were running through the coffee straws to act as like support to keep it rigid, but it worked out pretty fantastic. So, all right, folks, that's going to do it for today. Yeah, we're out of time. Otherwise, I'd jump back on the simulator, but we'll have to jump back on that another time. Maybe not even Friday, FLYDAY. Maybe we'll check it out for another time. But thanks, everybody. Thanks for your questions. I appreciate you. I hope all that stuff turns out well for you. And let's see. Today is Friday, so have a fantastic weekend. Go print something, go fly something, and if you have questions, get them ready for Monday. We should be back Monday, 11:11 a.m. Eastern Time. This is RC with Adam. My name is Adam, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.